All right. Holy cow, I can't see Jack. It is bright. All right. First things first, I'm going to do a little radio play. Well, it won't be a radio play, it'll be a video play. That's turmeric. That's a big ass tub of turmeric. Turmeric. Oh, shoot. How am I going to read it? I can't see shit. It's funny. I'm not going to be able to read it, so I'll just put a link in later. Basically, what we have here is a solution. What does turmeric do? Oh, yeah, it supports healthy inflammation response. So I've been taking like 2 of these teaspoons a day because I've had an inflammation response that I'm not going to talk about, and seems to tame it right down. Okay, so what does this do? Go look up the health benefits of turmeric. Known, proven, lots and lots of studies, used in India, used in Asia for freaking ever and a day. Teas and this is powder. They use it in their food, right? Culinary. It absolutely helps you with clots. So if you take the clot shot, this might be something you want to add to your diet. Heart health, anti-carcinogenic. I mean, the list is long. The list is long. I was just reading it, and I would read it to you here, except for the part that when I doubt seriously that I could freaking read it. Yeah, I can't hardly see anything with this much light where I am sitting. I should have moved indoors, but anyway, I want to bother the people that are in there. So here's the thing. Let's just do a radio play here, or a YouTube play. This is a performance. Okay, so I am Ben Hosea, and I'm here to tell you. See, I don't have a name because what happened in the very beginning, the original sin that was, you weren't birthed. Well, actually, you were birthed, but you were birthed by a corporation. You were born by your mother, and you are a son or a daughter. When you were born, they birthed you with a birth certificate, and they gave you a name and some numbers. All right, unlawfully. They had no right to do so. They did not give disclosure to your mother or your father. They did not tell you this. Now, this is a spiritual thing because your rights that they are abrogating with this unlawful conversion into a corporate fiction from living man were given to you by God. So it is a spiritual journey that we're talking about here. So what you're doing is reclaiming your estate. You're reclaiming your rights, all of them that were given to you by God. And you're not waiving them for any reason, particularly not to some private corporation. I've shown you their DUNS numbers. United States has a DUNS number. State of Hawaii has a DUNS number. The book they're going from that's in all of their courts is this one. It's because it really is a spiritual thing. It's not just politics. It's not just because you want money. It's because if you understand the Christ consciousness and understand about staying on your square, you'll be okay. Otherwise, you step off your square and you're subject to judgment, justice, and equity. So once you figure that out, you'll stay on your square. Nobody has to tell you to stay on your square because you know what happens if you step off your square. So you don't cause anyone any harm. You don't cause anyone any loss. You don't disturb the peace. And by the way, disturbing the peace isn't having a party at a wedding, isn't having a party at a baby luau or anniversary or whatever it is. That's not disturbing the peace. See, but you're supposed to be inclusive so that you call all your neighbors and you have whatever the celebration is. So if you're inclusive, who's going to call anybody? Anyway, that's a sidebar. But the point being is you are reclaiming your estate. You're reclaiming your rights. Through unlawful conversion, they turned you into this corporate person, this corporate fiction. You are a child of God with God-given rights. This is why they love it if you're an atheist, if you think it's the Big Bang, if you think this isn't creation. So understand, if you're a Christian, which I am, I'm one of them odd Christian Moors, you don't step off your square. Now, how do they get you to step off your square? Mischief in your contracts, right? And you're ignorant. You went to ignorant slave school, so you think that this is all crazy talk that I'm talking here. But the bottom line is, it's not crazy talk, and people are starting to figure it out. I'm starting to see videos on various alternative media that make me sound mild, because people have figured it the fuck out. These are private corporations colluding, right? They are racketeering. It is conspiracy against rights. 18 USC 241 and 242. You might want to read those. 18 USC 96 from 1961 to 1968. Those are the RICO statutes. Racketeering. They are involved in the traffic of humans. That'd be us. Bonding us as freemen. Calling us bonded freemen. It's insane. All right. So you need this book right here, and try to understand that the literal translation is the lowest form of understanding. This book tells you how to get out from the whore of Babylon. We are ruled by the widow's sons, and they make the whores of Babylon their wives. Now that you've figured out that they drink blood and rape children, what are you going to do about it? This is where you woke up. It's as simple as that. So understand that it's grammar-fare, word-fare, and lawfare being waged against you 24/7 via music, pretty much anything you watch on your television set, and on this computer device right here. If you're, on Netflix or Amazon Prime or whatever the hell it is, Hulu or whoever they are, YouTube, you can buy stuff here. It's not a joke. They want control of your mind, and you see what happens when they get control of your mind, because they have gotten control of many people's minds, obviously, to the point where they don't understand that they're being made offers. See, we try to make things so terribly complicated. It's not complicated. At United States, the North American continent, where United States of America is, that's where you're at. It's common law or contract. If you read the constitutions, the Hawaii State Constitution, the Constitution for United States of America, even the United States, the corporate constitution, the Constitution of the United States, all of them say basically the same thing, is common law or contract. They presume you have contracts. So it might behoove you to inform certain organizations that have DUNS numbers that you don't have a contract with them. So common law or contract. Okay, then it's, they make you an offer, and you either accept the offer or you do not accept the offer. You need to learn how not to accept their offers. These are officers. They make offers. They're offers. We call them officers. The officers make you an offer, and you should politely decline. However, if they want to take you with them, go with them peacefully. You are commanded to do so. And again, vengeance is not yours or mine. However, we can turn some of these people, turn them over to the authorities that do have ability to judge via common law court and a jury of peers that are educated well enough to know the common law. Now, the violations in the common law, stiff penalties. Very, very stiff penalties. Now, I would return your attention to the Bible again, and at 55:7, Isaiah 55:7, you may want to take a look at what it says there. And what it basically says there is, if they ask for forgiveness, it will be given in abundance. But if they don't ask for forgiveness, and most of these guys aren't, there are penalties to pay. You are held liable. These people swore oaths. Their oaths gave them emoluments. That means that they got paid for doing the job that they swore an oath to do, whether that job is governor or mayor or county council member or police officer or that's policy officer. And they trained you from the time you were a tiny little boy or a little girl to say officer, without understanding it was offers that they were making. You thought it meant something else, I guarantee it. And to pronounce that word police instead of policy. So anyway, they're policy officers. They make offers of policy to you. They have thousands and thousands of policies that you can be subjected to. We call these codes and statutes. Codes and statutes may not abridge fundamental rights. They may not abrogate. They may not. Now, if you understand that, then you understand the simple fact that the code and statutes do not apply to the common man unless you have a contract. Absent contract, the codes and statutes don't apply. So maybe, just to be safe, you might want to rescission those contracts. Learn what the word rescission means. So you want to rescind your signatures. You never waived any rights. You don't have to expatriate. Why would you expatriate? You were never there. Throckmorton says fraud, right? Ab initio. Fraud negates all. It vitiates all. Actually, that is. It's fraud vitiates all. Ab initio. From the beginning. So you don't have to expatriate. You don't have to join the fraud to get out of the fraud. You just have to recognize that you've been defrauded. You've been lied to. These people worship the grand deceiver. Try to understand. You know the Sufi goofy guys that get together out in the forest, or maybe they're out in the middle of a field, or maybe they're at a crop circle or some shit, and they're doing positive intention, and they're standing in circles and praying and stuff, and yeah. Okay, that's all well and fine, and oddly enough, sometimes it seems to work. In fact, prayer. Many people have figured out the power of prayer in prayer circles especially down south. Baptists and Mormons and all these people have figured out that, yeah, there might be something to it. Okay, the dark ones, yeah, they know the sky clock, so they know when to do what. They know the math. They understand the angles. They know how many people need to be there. They understand the precision of this spiritual technology. They're not playing at it. They torture children. They drink blood. It's not a joke. It's not just conspiracy theory. And if you don't know who they are, you might want to find out who they is. Now, in Ephesians, it tells you that this isn't a struggle against flesh and blood, but against the higher powers, the dark powers versus the light powers. It's a spiritual battle. Comes right out of that book. I'm not I'm not just pulling stuff out of my butt. Okay. In that book, and see, I have in this book right here, just so happens that I have the red letter edition. So everything that's in red was thus saith the Christ, thus spaketh Jesus, Jesus. See, this one, it's Lucifer and Jesus. Just before that, it was Saturn and Zeus. So this is Jesus and Satan, and the other one was Saturn and right Jupiter, and Jupiter is Zeus. So you put Jesus together, Jupiter and Zeus, and there you have the Jesus, Jesus. Okay. So now we got a whole bunch of new metaphors, but now they're all old and outdated as we move from Pisces into Aquarius, because all the stuff that used to go on in that book, we've kind of progressed. We need better, newer metaphors, similes, and so on, because those ones are hard to understand now, especially in our dumbed down state. But understand that there is a sky clock, there is a zodiac. It is the mother of all the sciences, because it has to do with time, and nothing works without time. When you have the two axes, usually this is time. 90% of the time, this is time. But this could be, cases, and this would be time. So understanding time, hugely important. And I've seen, like I said, I've heard several things now where people are starting to understand that in the old maps, you always see that S curve. And that is the zodiac laid out, starting in, we start in December. It's supposed to start in March, right? First day of spring, summer, right? Autumn and fall. That's how it starts. It doesn't start in the middle of winter. So they screwed with our sky clock. They screwed with our clock. They gave us a calendar that's complete nonsense. They gave us a language that's a little silly. When you speak in the Netherlands, it's doctor. Doctor is daughter. Doctor is the doctor. They're trying to slam the doctor shut. The doctor is how we all got here. No one comes here without going through a doctor. And see, the people that administer to the daughters, those we call doctors. They're not, but they see the language. Like I said, we're playing with language here. We're playing with words. It's just a play. I'm just playing. Not preaching gospel or anything. Just fooling around on YouTubes. The idea is that you come through that. Right? You're born through the daughter. Right? Okay. And if you want to get back to the birds and the bees, you need a daughter and you need a son, and they come together and are that flash of light that we've actually been able to capture. That's that moment when the spark is given to of life is given to this thing. When you get that spark, that's the child of God. That is you. That's you, and you is part of a greater whole. There's only one of us here. That's the hardest part to understand. And because there's only one of us here, I mean, it's all one thing. So when you enter in through that dock door, and you are born here, your mother bore you. The state birthed you, right? And like I said, gave you a name, gave you a number. That's not who you are. So training yourself to understand that I am Ben Hosea. Do you have what's your name? I don't have one of those. I don't have, you gave me that. I am Ben Hosea. Your name and number are evidence of fraud, first off, are evidence of fraudulent concealment, are evidence of non-disclosure. You didn't tell me that corporate fiction was surety for a bankrupt corporation called United States that has a DUNS number. Wait, let's read the DUNS numbers just because. Just because I got, oh no, they're going to be buried. I was going through this. This was a neat stack of paperwork because I was sorting everything. Hold on. But every time I make a video, we're going to make it clear because that is stare decisis. That is absolutely not up for debate. If they have DUNS numbers, they are private corporations. And in order for you to have any kind of anything except any kind of offer, you have to have a contract. So what you need to do, and what they constantly do, and they're very successful at it, by the way, is get you to accept offers, get you to contract with them, get you to think that you are that corporate person subject to their authority. And they constantly try to make you, can't find it, I know it's here. Or is it on the table? They constantly try to make you the trustee. There you go, it's right here. The trustee for the trust that they set up for you. Sorry, I'm the beneficiary. So let's keep it simple. Common law or contract. Accept no offers. You are not trustee. You are beneficiary. The United States, with the DUNS number of 052714196, unlawfully using other corporations, such as the Department of State, the Department of Health and Human Services, definitely the Department of Education, the Department of Homeland Security. Anyway, let me give you a few of these DUNS numbers. Once again, I showed them to you. Maybe they'll show it better in this bright freaking light. I can't tell. Oops. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to show up or not. So I'll just read them to you. Here's one company that you might want to, well, they're not a company, they're an agency. See, United States Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, 057944910. That's 057944910. The Environmental Protection Agency, I happen to know this due to my beefs with the IRS, was created in 1974 by Richard Nixon. So they have to have a statute of creation. So this is it was created, and it's its own little corporation with its own little DUNS number. Let's see here. How about the Transportation Security Administration? One of the planks of the Communist Manifesto is to take over the ports. 050-297-655. That's a private corporation that has got control of our ports. The TSA. And because they're a private corporation, and apparently they don't swear an oath to uphold the Constitution. If they do, they haven't read the part about the Fourth Amendment. But see, what the parent corporation does, the United States corporation, works with these other corporations. This is why I mentioned 18 USC 96 at 1961 through 1968. See how it's all one thing? For RICO violations, because the United States government is colluding, racketeering with other corporations to violate your rights and to bond you. All right. Because what happens if you get busted by TSA? Right? Oh, now you got court. Now you got all, right? So then they work with the other private corporation, the federal courts. Anyway. Oh, look. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration. This will be handy in some of the things that you might want to be doing on paper rather rapidly, since they seem to be wanting to. Anyway, we'll skip over it. U.S. Food and Drug Administration, 138-182-175. That's 138-182-175. That's the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. That's a private corporation with whom you should have no contract. You might want to tell them this. Let's see here. And I mentioned TSA was 050-297-655. That's the TSA. they seem to think you have a contract. You might want to mention to the TSA that you don't have a contract with them. Because every time you go to the airport, you acquiesce. Now, if you're going to go to the airport without putting your paperwork in, you're going to have a bad time. There's certain documentation you can receive once you realize that you're a child of God, once you realize that you are the living man, not the corporate fiction, once you realize that your rights are God-given and unalienable, exercising your right to travel, locomotion upon the planet is absolutely not licensable, not they have no ability to interfere with it, and yet they do, don't they? At every airport in every nation. Now, there's a way to get around this, literally, if you put the right paperwork into the right people and let them know that you're the living man, and then you get a piece of document or a piece of plastic that reflects the fact that you're the living man. State of Hawaii, 077-676-997. That would be the State of Hawaii DUNS number. The private corporation known as State of Hawaii, always in all caps. 077-676-997. See, name, number. You have a name, you have a number. It's not you. Wait, I'll show you a picture. Hold on a second. Oh, actually, no, I'm not. That would be that there's too many scammers out there that would know what to do with that. But I've been doing this with my friends consistently. They show me their ID and I say, hey, is that you? And they ask me, no, it's not you. It's a picture of you. That's your ID. That's not you. That's why you can show up in court on paper. And it's your right to make a special appearance on paper. All right. This stuff's not hard. Once you start to, it's actually really simple. So let's review. Common law or contract. Accept no offers. When they make you an offer, learn how not to accept it. If you're forced to accept it under duress, what I would do and what I have done and what has worked very effectively now is wrote no contract right here and then stamped it underneath with without prejudice UCC 1308. Oh, let me show you this. It's here, isn't it? Oh, come on. Right there. Boink. See, these guys, they try contract with me. And the way they contract with me, very sneaky, these guys. You open letter, you accept their offer. So me, I don't accept their offer anymore. And why the hell is Kansas City writing me? So you need to understand what Title 18, 1341 is. Fictitious name and address. And then you need to know Title 18, 1342, they're going to attempt to fraud and swindle me. So on those grounds, I return to sender. Notice how I put the little dashes there because this is English, not American Sign Language. All right, the AVE, AVE, what the fuck is that? Oh, that's a copyrighted term. Puts me under their jurisdiction. Ben H. Rogers. Oh, what's the H stand for? Oh, my middle name. But it's not there. It's just an H. Could be anything. It's in all caps also, if you notice. Oh, that's the corporate fiction. That's what they birthed. I was born. Get it? I have no facts or evidence. None. No facts or evidence that the corporate fiction and the living man are the same thing. If you disagree, please provide the obligations or contracts upon which you rely. How hard is this stuff, guys? You don't know who you are. You don't know where you are. You don't know what you are. and they count on it, and their bonding companies count on it. So I have a friend who is going through all this hassle with a court case. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh, shoot. I don't have it here. Yes, I do. The United States District Court of Hawaii, another private corporation, with the scales up and the sword down. Yeah. That one. With the woman in the shroud who can't see. Yeah. That one. United States, the one that doesn't have a king who's seated with eyesight and a crown and royal garb, and particularly the green cape, right? Which is the green is the master, right? The lordship. What do you get? You get a green coat when you win, right? Tiger Woods got a couple of green coats, 3 green coats, big damn deal. Yeah, he's a master at golf. Okay, that green coat, yeah, that's kind of the sovereign. It's not the sovereign, but that's the cloak of sovereignty that we all share. But no, you go into a court with a woman, the opposite of a man, who's in basically a shroud in white, the opposite of royal garb. It's just playing cards. One's upside down. But when they turn it upside down, it magically turns into a woman instead of a man, instead of just the card upside down. And then they made a statue out of it, put in front of their courthouses, and you went in there thinking you were going to get justice because Lady Justice. Anyway, United States, I digress. United States District Court of Hawaii, 0126483395. That's United States District Court of Hawaii. Their DUNS number, because they're a private fucking corporation masquerading as a de jure court, 0126483395. All right, so he went to them guys and tried to tell them to quit being naughty. Well, they basically just basically wrote 21 bonds on him, and I'm sure they're chuckling as we speak. All right, but we can take that information and perfect it, because he's been following administrative procedure, wherein he gave them 30 days to respond, and wherein he told them that he gave them notice, and then they didn't respond to the notice, and then they defaulted. Okay, so now we got letters of default that you can use on an AO91. That would be Form AO91. Look it up. That's criminal complaints with the U.S. Marshals. This activity on this date violated these laws. 18 USC 1341, 18 USC 241, 18 USC 242. Actually, you can get them for 18 USC 1341 and 1342, because they continuously wrote him letters trying to reduce his status to that of the corporate fiction, instead of writing letters to the living man, because they can't write letters to the living man. They can only deal with the thing that they birthed. Now, they have tried to make you the trustee, and the trustee is responsible for the trust. But you didn't know you had a trust. So how can you be the trustee? You're the beneficiary of this trust, and you are the genesis of the whole thing. If it wasn't for you, there would be no birth certificate. There would be no number attached to that name. Now, your parents gave you your Christian name, or whatever it is that you believe. My name is Ben Hosea. My family name is Rogers. I have an allegiance known as Crouton Ramon. Now, this stuff not hot. Crouton Ramon, by the way, is a living individual. It says so on his documentation, whose consent is considered to be of record. Ben Hosea gave no such consent and was never informed that I needed to give such consent. Ben Hosea is the living man. I am the living man. I am not the corporate fiction. I am the child of God. I am not the corporate fiction. Neither are you. You have been deceived. That's why we call him the Grand Deceiver, by the way. Anyway, you were deceived about pretty much every fucking thing. Right down to your name. Now, your name comes in a couple of forms. There's a title case form where, the capital B, the capital H, the capital R. That is the DBA, doing business as, generally recognized in the state of Hawaii in title case. I don't know what it's like in your state. I'll bet you it's the same. Also, state of Hawaii in title case. That's the Hawaii state constitution. Yeah, that's the real deal. State of Hawaii, that is the corporate fiction. Okay. So let's recap one more time. Common law or contract? Do you have a common law contract with the state of Hawaii? No, you can't. So do you have a fiction that is considered to have a contract with state of Hawaii? Oh, why? Yes, you do. If you have voter registration, your marriage certificate, title registered to your car, all the other forms and documents that you have. Maybe you have a state ID. Maybe you have, maybe you have the federal form of ID called the U.S. passport, which makes you a U.S. person, which makes you having a contract with that private corporation that you didn't know you had because you thought that was supposed to be identifying you. Well, it does. It identifies you as a corporate person, the corporate fiction over which they have authority. And not only that, you're chattel. You like being chattel? Yeah. You are the absolute surety for the bankrupt corporation known as United States. Also the bankrupt and some of the, like state of Hawaii, there ain't no bankrupt state. We're rich. We tax the fuck out of the tourists that come here. Hotel room tax, right? Tax on a tax. We got the 4% tax on anything you spend here. You got your rent-a-car tax. I mean, we tax all that stuff. We got the alcohol tax. We got the cigarette tax. We got tax on the tax. They pay so much. They tax, and then they get in the car and they got to put some gas in it. State and county taxes that. They're not poor. And where does all the money go? You don't know. I can tell you that I have a friend that was in the syndicate, as a matter of fact, but he was also an accountant. Interesting chap. He has passed since. I won't mention his name. But he figured out that the state of Hawaii was crooked as fuck. Like more worse than New Jersey. And that they ran 2 sets of books. And it turns out pretty much every state runs 2 sets of books. And the one set of books, they're in debt. And the other set of books, they're doing okay. And they write all kind of lovely bonds on all kind of stuff. Every vehicle that enters the state, pretty much. All the humans that enter the state. If you ever get a parking ticket, there's probably a bond on that. If you got a speeding ticket, if you got any kind of ticket, traffic ticket, that's and completely what the hell? Where is the corpus electi? Where is the injured party? Can you point to the injured party? Can you point to the persons involved in this matter, Your Honor? Clerk, can you point to the persons involved? Bailiff, can you point to the persons involved? Where is the state of Hawaii? We all are. No. Are you authorized to represent the state of Hawaii? And so if you are authorized to represent the state of Hawaii, were you injured by my failing to stop at that stop sign, by my talking on my cell phone, by my not wearing my seatbelt? Was the state of Hawaii somehow injured? Or is that a code and statute violation? Is that an information violation? They cannot prosecute on information. They do it all the time, but they aren't supposed to, and you're not smart enough to tell them that they can't because you think you have a contract. So what you want to do, I'm going to give you this one. Actually, I can't. I was told not to, so I can't. There's an easy fucking way to handle this. Just don't accept the fucking contract. That's the best way to handle it. Write no contract. And if you have a stamp, better yet, if you have a stamp, it shows them it's not your first rodeo, right? I have a stamp. But if you don't have a stamp, just remember, without prejudice, UCC 1-308. If there is no prior agreement in place, the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code, is assumed or presumed to be the contracts which you are under, or be the law that you're under, not the Constitution, the Uniform Commercial Code. Now, the Uniform Commercial Code is copyrighted and private, and so you don't necessarily have to know it. And I can't find any facts or evidence that the Uniform Commercial Code applies to the living man. It certainly applies to the corporate fiction that you are authorized to represent. Go look at your checks. On your checks, grab one of those things called a magnifying glass, which I left in the other room because I was reading the... Yeah. Anyway, take your magnifying glass out and look at the signature line on your checks. You're the authorized representative. That makes you, and you should let them know that you are the beneficiary, not the trustee. The authorized representative is a living soul. So you should probably let them know that you have signature. That's why you want signature, thumbprint, and raised seal. And you need to give your document some weight. So a 3-cent stamp. I showed you the book about the stamps and duties. If it's an agreement, you need a 5-cent stamp. But every document should have, if you have 10 pages, every page has 3 cents on it. Not just 3 cents over 10 pages, like you put 3 on the first 2. No. Every page of your document should have a stamp on it. Now, then you need to know how to work this thing, what to say, and who to say it to. So what you need to do is give the agents notice. Notice to agent is notice to principal. Notice to principal is notice to agent. Start with the IRS. All right. Then when you start with that, they're going to get tricky with you and see if you know your stuff. Are you a living man or not? This is not the living man. Okay, so I'm going to take this, by the way, and I made color copies. I have another one. And I'm going to attach this to a handwritten document that I write to Kansas City MO. And notice how Kansas City MO, they're such chicken shit motherfuckers now that they only give you their zip +4 because they don't want to give you their street address. Why wouldn't they want to give you your street address? You have to go look it up yourself. Anyway, and see in here, all of the rest of that is all superfluous anyway, because if they just put my zip +4, it'll get to me. That fiction plus that fiction equals a delivery. It's mail. Mail is a military term. Oh, you guys getting a full boat here today. Post is what we civilians get. So we have the United States Post Office, and then we have the United States Postal Service. The United States Postal Service delivers the mail. Come rain, come snow, come sleet, come hail, nothing can stop the U.S. mail. Oh, not some programming or something that maybe they plugged into my head. So then, this is the one that ties it all up. This is multiple years of research coming to a culmination. So then, that's where we get this, which is the 3-cent stamp knowledge. United States Post Office. This is not mail. You use this between you civilians. Oh, but you don't. You can find this, and I had links to it. Go back and look over my videos. Oh, and by the way, whoever it was, darn it, I should have remembered your name. Somebody gave me a $5 a month Patreon, and I appreciate it. Knocked me up over $50. So, I have this, and if you write to me at my website, I'll send it to you. But there it is. You can look it up that way. If you want to be ignorant and free, yeah, it's a lot of reading. If you want to be ignorant and free, you want what never has been and never will be. All right. Let's recap. Common law or contract. Accept no offers. Accept no offers. And what was the third thing? I don't remember what was the third thing. It was common law or contract. Accept no offers. Don't sign anything. And there was something else. Anyway, all right. So you've been paying attention. You're good. All right. So but you got to know the law. You got to know who to write to. You got to understand the concept of default, right? Letters of default and administrative due process. You should understand your due process rights, and they start from beginning, right? From the first time that guy starts talking to you. And what's he going to do if you claim that he violated your rights? He's going to try to fall back on sovereign immunity or presumed immunity or assumed immunity, that he can violate. No. But see, you have to let him know. So you're violating my rights. You didn't show me a photo ID. You haven't identified yourself properly to me. And yet they want to see your ID. So every time now, in the last few times, a police officer has asked me for my identification, I ask them, do you have identification? Right? You got ID? Do you have ID? Who are you? And then they usually flash the badge and gun at me, which is aggravated assault, and you get right down to it. If you want to be a total dick, you can make claims in their bonds, because they have this thing over here. It's a firearm, and it has to be bonded. Just like when I had a vacuum cleaner when I was in college, paying off my student loans, selling Kirby's. I had to be bonded. I had an umbrella bond with the Kirby Corporation in case I went in there and fucked somebody's house up. Okay, they got a bond. And if they can't have a bond on that thing, they can't be a police policy officer. This stuff not hard. So then you need to know how to file complaints. And you can't file a complaint until you have a notice of default. So you have to notice them that they violated your rights. And you have to tell them what activities, on what time, by who, violated what right. Kind of difficult if you don't know your rights. And then you got to know what form to use. Now, I have no facts or evidence that the living man is required to use their forms, because the APA does not apply to the living man. But you might want to put it in a form that they can understand. And then know how to endorse the form properly with some wet ink, a thumbprint, and a raised seal. Okay. You are the living man or woman. Some of us are men with wombs, and some of us, like me, are just men. But we're all men. They're trying to make you think you're a person, and that using the word man or woman is offensive to persons. It is probably offensive to persons, because if they can convert you into a person, state of Hawaii is a person. IRS is a person. A sneaky person that tries to trip you up. See? But anyway, I'm going to write them a little letter that says, excuse me, you wrote this thing to the corporate fiction, and I chose not to accept it. And I've already noticed you not once but twice that I'm the living man, that I'm not a sumsit. You know, a few simple declarations. I'm a person beyond the seas. Right? Pretty simple. And that I have no facts or evidence that the living man. I'm just going to keep repeating this until you get it through your heads, and you can do it easily without thinking about it. I don't have to read this off a piece of paper. If I walk in the court, I don't get flustered, because I've said it so many times that I have no facts or evidence that the living man, the child of God, that which was given, God-given rights, unalienable rights, is the same thing, right? The one that was born by my mother is the same thing as the corporate fiction that was birthed by state of Illinois. That's who birthed me. And then they named and numbered me. And then they sold me off to the Federal Reserve. The bonds, not me. And then they tricked me into paying, getting a routing number, or actually a transit number. That's a Social Security number. And then flip the card over, and there's another account there. You have at least 3 trusts. You probably have a lot more than that. But you might want to rescission all of your signatures and all of those trusts that were done without your knowledge, without full disclosure, fraudulent concealment, right? Sophistry. These fuckers. And I know so many Christians that still want to play nice. The grand deceiver is here, obviously, because now I can hear the grand deceiver coming out of the mouths of my friends, because they watch TV and they repeat what they've seen on TV like gospel. If you ask them to read a document, or particularly a law book, or maybe the user's manual for the Christians, nah, they're not doing that. But they'll sit there and, zorb out to sound bites on, half an hour or so in the evening, and maybe also in the morning. Just catch the morning Joe or whatever it is. Lies, and you're starting to figure out lies. As I make this, there's that Frank Speech, or Speech Frank, or Freak Spanchly, or Frank Speechly. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. The thing. Anyway, frankspeech.com, I think it is, or net. Anyway, one of those. He's doing the 72-hour symposium. I was watching, just so happened to catch the part on the math where they started doing the math and showing the calculus and showing that if you take a derivative, oh my God. Anyway, right up my alley. I was having a great time. It was a blonde woman that was doing it. Yeah, like I said, if you could even do basic freaking math. So it's coming out slow. Oh my God, so painfully slow. But as you see, many, many people, it's taking a long time to wake up. And just what you just heard from me, my little radio play my little YouTube performance that I just did, it's crazy, complete crazy talk to them. But yet I'm hearing this and worse and more from lots of different people that have figured out, wait a minute, these are private corporations masquerading, even using that verbiage, masquerading as de jure governments. Ooh. And now they know they're in trouble. Because once we know, and they're not getting away with this. This doesn't end with passports where you got to show your paper. That's not how this ends. We're going back to, I remember I got on this island, never had to show an ID. I got used to get on a plane, never showed an ID, never had my shit searched by some private corporation that violated my Fourth Amendment rights. We're going back to that. Problem is, at this rate, travel is going to be quite the expensive option due to the fact that so many of the pilots, na'akamai. So it's going to be a little costly to travel because there just won't be. That's a very specialized slave. And okay. Whew, can I go there? I can go there. So just have to figure out how to say it without the AI figuring it out. So the bottom line is, people are saying, how could this be? Well, here's how easy it is. Who's going to be there to complain if you, all I got to do is stretch it out 1,000 days. You get it? They don't, dead men don't talk. Dead men don't make claims. Dead men have heirs only. So if the heirs are too ignorant to claim the bonds, because they don't know there are bonds, because they went to public school. Oh my God. All right, hold on a second. Can I even answer this? Oh man, it's bright. Okay, I'll call you back one bite. Okay, bye. Oh, brah. I'm serious. It's blinding. Here, wait. I don't know if I can show you. I think all it's going to do is white out. It's rather lovely down there. Oh, shoot. Anyway. It's a bright, sunny Maui afternoon. Lovely beach day this would be, actually. All right, anyway. So before I was so rudely interrupted, people are starting to figure this out. People have figured out that these private corporations are very naughty. They have stepped off their square. So see, this is the other thing. Talking about stepping off the square, you want to fix this part of your square, which is the mischief in the contracts. This is how they pulled you off your square and down into their world of justice and codes and statute and so forth because of mischief in the contracts. So no mischief in the, it's on you, not them. It's on you to fix the mischief in the contracts. Yeah, they're the ones that cause the mischief in the contracts, but it's on you to fix it. Otherwise, you're considered to stand silent, which is tacit agreement. So yeah, you should just be able to tell the guy on the side of the road, we got no contract. That's not going to work. I promise that will not work. There are lots of evidence I can give you for people that tried that and just wound up getting hurt. Same thing, walking in the court. I don't recognize your authority or jurisdiction over me. I know my rights. Well, if you knew your fucking rights, you wouldn't be standing there saying that shit. You ignorant fuck. All right, get your paperwork done. Okay, so again, you got to pick up one of these. You got to know how to work it. You got to know who to address it, how to address it. You got to know who you are. You got to know what to say. You got to know where to sign it. Not on the left. You got to know what to attach if you need to attach and how to. You know, you need to give notice. And that's the first freaking thing is notice. Notice, notice. You give them notice. Okay, no ambushes. No excuses if you give notice. I gave you notice. I waited 30 days. I gave you notice again. I waited 30 more days. I gave you final notice. I have given you 3 notices. I gave you a full season to answer me. And you did not, because you can't. Because I have no facts or evidence, and neither do they. See how easy this stuff is. Common law or contract, accept no offers. Sign nothing. Everything is that license, that was an offer. You accepted it. That passport, that was an offer. You accepted it. There's another way to go about it, where I'm not accepting your offer. What I need is a piece of identification that reflects the fact that I'm the living man. I'm not a U.S. person. Not a U.S. citizen. Sovereign citizen. That is insanity. A sovereign citizen. How can a citizen be a sovereign? How can living person. Okay, that works. Because persons can be living, but not all living, living can be persons, but not all persons are living. There you go. That's a basic logic and reasoning. Right? Because state of Hawaii, that is a person. It's not a living person. So, they use the word living individual, like Crouton Ramon. Now, men and women can, in fact, be all of these things, or represent them, or be the color of them, but you're not them. You are in this world, you're not of it. It's in the book. And further, you should have no fear whatsoever. In John, it says, you believe me, you get life everlasting. Not for just a little while, everlasting, forever and ever. But it's no fun if you play like that. You got to play like this your first time ever. It might be your last time ever. You got to play like that. Because if you play like you're just going to come back, which you are, it's not as much fun, I promise. Anyway. And then further in that book of John, it says, everything I did, you can do, and more. And it says someplace else in there, the big guy's on your side. Well, and I like the words of Abraham Lincoln, even though he was a bar attorney that was trying to get us to pay 10 and 40-year bonds. And that's why the southern states went, fuck this, we're out. Like, they didn't tell you your history. Anyway, that Abraham Lincoln, he didn't preserve the Union. He destroyed it because he was a bar attorney that wanted us to pay reparations after the War of 1812, after it was the freaking English that came and attacked us, burned our capital, maritime aggression, no question. So they came and fucked with us. We wind up beating them off, basically, finally. Call a truce to hostilities, just like they called a truce to hostilities in the quote unquote Civil War. There's an oxymoron. But the guy wanted us to pay, and why do we go to the Civil? Because the southern states were like, no, we're not paying them. We're not going to write bonds on our property and on our persons in order to pay these fuckers off. Well, they lost, and we are. And you file a 1040 to this day. There's a little history you can smoke. Go fucking look it up. Don't believe me. I'm just some fucking guy with too much sun in his face and in Maui in the middle of summer. Could be heat stroke talking here. So maybe you should fucking verify it yourself. All right. So the bottom line is we've got these corporations lording over us, literally. And what you need to realize is that you are a child of God. The spark of divinity is within you. Gee, I think I heard that even from the other side. And that spark, you are that spark. They named it and gave it a number and turned it into this piece of chattel property that's responsible for these debts of this bankrupt corporation that just keeps going bankrupt. I showed you the numerous times on a whiteboard. 1999 was the most recent bankruptcy. It's done. No more bankruptcies. And then you go back to 29, and then you go back to 59. Right? Anyway, the point is, it is a spiritual journey. This book, especially if you in United States, but England, Canada, you Aussies, the hell does that mean? Anyway, the Australians, this book is the book that gets you out from under the whore of Babylon. You need to know what's in here. You women especially need to know about the book of Ruth. You need to read the damn owner's manual. Maybe you read the book of Hosea. You can take that one part, that 4:6, yeah, that my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Yeah, it's literal now. It was the figurative knowledge before, but now it is that lack of knowledge is literally destroying your friends and family and relations. Those who never read the thing. Right? Show up on, Christmas and Easter. I don't show up on Christmas and Easter, but I read the thing constantly. I listen to audiobooks on it because lo and behold, once you have ears to hear and well, on that one, it's ears to hear, but eyes to see if you're reading. Yeah, it's all in there. And so your God-given rights cannot, and this is why you want to get to the treatise on false arrest and imprisonment. Almost every video I put that stuff up at Kirk's Law Corner. Read the thing. They may not abrogate your rights. They may not enlarge them. They may not diminish them by statute. Your rights may not be, and that's stare decisis. No fucking need for adjudication whatsoever. And there is res judicata around that on the wide. But your rights may not be diminished by statute. And if you want to get all fancy, you can start reading the court cases. But the bottom line is common law or contract. Do you have a contract? Can you provide me with a contract? Can you provide me with an obligation? Why, no, but you do. You have emoluments. You have oaths of office. You are the indentured servant, not I. And it's time you start figuring this out and figuring how to get these people who are violating your inviolate, unalienable rights, inalienable, to be held liable for such violations. These people are naughty. And I laid it out as plainly as can be here in this video. Here is the synopsis. Again, you were born. You weren't birthed. Your mother is a daughter of someone. No one comes here without a daughter through the dock door. That dock door, that is the metaphysical thing that leads to the other side that we don't know anything about, because I don't have language to even talk about the other side, because we only have verbiage for the physical plane. So when you try to talk about spiritual matters, it becomes very difficult. But there's this other side that you came from. You come through the woman. And then you're here on the prime material plane. And they gave you a name and a number. I am Ben Hosea. That Ben H. Rogers? Yeah, that's a corporate fiction. That all caps Ben H. Rogers? That all caps Rogers Ben H? That all caps Ben Rogers? That's the worst one. Because I got a bajillion Ben Rogers out there, which is why I came up with Crouton Ramon. Because Crouton Ramon, it's me. It's unique on the internet. And it's a living individual. I have paperwork to prove it. But it's not this living individual. I'm the living man. I created that corporate fiction. The corporate fiction didn't create you. Get it? God created you. God gave you your rights. Mom and dad made the body for you. You are that soul, the living soul. The freaking Pope claims that. And then the state claims your physical, this flesh, this vessel. Look in Title 46. All kind of fun shit in there. But don't get all complicated. Common law or contract. Don't accept any offers. And if you have any offers that you have accidentally accepted, rescind them. Learn the word rescission. Again, I give you Quirk's Law Corner. There's a Black's Law dictionary in there. You can look up the R word, rescission. And then the other thing to do, and I have had an excellent time with that, because I was told by numerous people, to include some clerks, learn the maxims of law. Learn them, the ones that apply, particularly. I mean, you don't have to learn all of them, but you should know enough of them, the Nemos particularly. But you should know stuff what no man can do, because if no man can do it, you can't do it, neither can they. No man can serve two masters. No man can, all those. And see, these bar guys, they take their oath to the bar over their oath to the Constitution. Because what? It's just one corporation or the other. Who has the higher standing in their eyes? In their eyes, the bar has the higher standing. Oh, by the way, the bar, the American Bar Association, DUNS number 050573591. That's the American Bar Association. That is a private corporation. I don't know why you think you have to be subject to their codes and procedures, because you cannot license the practice of law. I can read that to you 5 ways from Sunday. Go find out. Can you license the practice of law? No, you don't need a license to practice law. They try to pretend like you do, but you don't. And they're a private corporation anyway. 050573591. That's their DUNS number. Stare decisis. If they have a DUNS number and a name like that in all caps, this is a private corporation masquerading as a public company. This is the very definition of privateering. They sent privateers to our country. That was part of the War of 1812, by the way. Because it used to be that if you were in the bar and you had an esquire, you couldn't hold office, you couldn't do anything in this country. And they took it over by becoming attorneys and lawyers, law sayers. And we thought it was supposed to be this way. It's always been this way. No. And we are returning to the common law. And they don't like it. They don't like. Now, what we got going on right now with Mike Lindell and them guys, that's the slow, painfully slow. We are so far past the awakening of those that are still asleep. So give up on them guys and get with like-minded and those who are already awake and educate them further. Because they're still going to fall into the trap of R and D, red and blue, donkey and elephant. But I've told you on more than one occasion, they're both Wigmores. They ain't but one party. It's the Wigmore party. They're Whigs. conscious Whigs and cotton Whigs, Democrats and Republicans. Okay, part of the corporation called United States. The United States Corporation has DUNS number 052714196. There is but one party in that corporation, and you ain't party to it. You see what I did there? Department of the Treasury, 02666. Notice how they got the sixes a little bit. 026661067. Of course they do. Department of Justice, another private corporation full of attorneys and bar members and bar association members. So you were thinking you were going to get justice out of them? That's why it's the Department of Justice, not the Justice Department. 011669674. That's the Department of Justice, not the Justice Department. What does it mean to be of something? Department of State, 0266. Oh, wait. Sorry. 026276622. Screwed that one up. Sorry, one more time. So, Department of State. Hey, I don't have a contract, and I don't want to fill out one of these things to get one of your contract things that shows that I have a contract with the United States Corporation. What I want is a documentation or some kind of document that says that reflects the fact that it's the living man. So you let them know that, oh, by the way, U.S. Department of State, your DUNS number 026276622, that corporation and we have no contract. And me filing for a piece of identification so I can travel is not evidence of contract with corporation. Get it? What to say, who to say it, how to say it. No argument here. Name, number. Name, number. That's a corporation. You, name, number. That's a corporation. You're not a corporation. You're a corporate entity. You're a corporate person. You're a corporate fiction. You don't have a board. You don't meet twice a week or twice a month or twice a year or whatever the fuck it is. You don't have minutes, but you are a corporate fiction. They converted you unlawfully into that corporate fiction by birthing you. You were born of a woman. You came from your mother. You came through the mystical gate that women have, the womb. Men with wombs. It takes men and men with wombs to procreate. We are programmable life forms that can self-replicate. See, I want to go there? Sure. See that big shiny thing out there? That's called the ocean. That used to be our home. We used to love to live along the shores. We were sea monkeys. And then these others came along, made a few modifications. Voila, here we are. We are created creatures. Go take a look at our DNA. That's too much for you to handle. I'm sorry. Your creators were fallible things. Who created them? I don't know. And how many generations back that goes, I do not know. And I think the ones that created us no longer exist. I think they're gone. I think they destroyed themselves. I don't know, though. That's just opinion. But the bottom line is, yeah, is there a higher power that created all of this? Absolutely. The infinite consciousness, that's what they call it in the Supreme Yoga. God Almighty, that's what the Christians call it. The Christ is a consciousness that comes from that. It's part of that. Again, way above my pay grade. I bumble through the words. All right. Let's see here. Department of Education, Homeland Security. Let's get those guys. Labor, Housing and Development, Veterans Affairs, TSA, I went over that. Administration, Bureau of Custom and Border Protection. Yeah, you might want to know those guys. Might notice them that, excuse me, I have a right to travel. Let's see here. And they're the Federal Bureau of Custom and Border Protection, 796-730-922. 796-730-922. Why do the immigrants, illegal alien, whatever, these other people that come across our southern border illegally seem to have all these different, because they have no contract with these guys. You and I have contract with these guys, or we're presumed to have contract with these guys, because you never once rescinded the contract. You never told them that the contract wasn't valid. So you got to tell them it wasn't valid. Let's see here. NASA, of course, are their own private corporation. Regulatory. Oh, how about FEMA? Do you have a contract with FEMA? FEMA, they're 037-751-583. That's FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. 037-751-583. Let's see here. Securities and Exchange. I used to have contracts with them. I gave my fingerprints and everything. The SEC. Yeah, I had all my stuff registered with those guys. Anyway, let's see here. FDA, definitely no contract with them. FDA, 138-182-175. That's 138-182-175. Internal Revenue Service, 040-539-587. That's 040-539-587. That's the IRS. Department of the Treasury, IRS. Not the Treasury Department Internal Revenue Service. Let's see here. NSA, skip it. DEA, how about those guys? They come knocking. Do you have a contract with the DEA? I don't. 167-247-027. That's 167-247-027. That's the DEA's DUNS number. How about the Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms, and Tobacco, the AFT, them guys? 132-282-310. 132-282-310. Let's see here. That's on page 2, just for fun. Oh, these are all Hawaii State stuff. State of Hawaii. State of Hawaii Department of Education, Department of Health, State Department of Human Services. I have no contract with these guys, and so they're going to make me an offer. They want me to contract with them and do this thing, but I don't want contract with them. 809-935-679. 809-935-679. State Department of Human Services. That's the State of Hawaii Department of Human Services. 079-126-958. That's 079-126-958. Okay. What do you think I should say to these guys? By now, you should know. I'm a man. I got no contract with you guys. My individual master file should read MFR01. That's MFR-01. That's what yours should read also. Not required to make a tax return. You should know these forensic codes. Okay. I'm down to 3, and I've been going for an hour and 18. I think that's good enough. Bringing you back to the very beginning. I don't know if you guys are the same guys that started, but this stuff right here. If you go read about the turmeric, it says right in there, proven there is scientific literature to support the fact that this aids in heart health, aids in healthy inflammation response, stops blood clotting, might be important, stops the blood clotting. Ugh. And I can just barely. Hey. All right. I'm out. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the support. Thanks to the guy, whoever just gave me the $5. I should go look that up. Wait, so I can mention his name. Or maybe he doesn't want his name mentioned. Anyway, I appreciate it. $1 is good. $2 is good. Let's see, that's the thing. 30, 40, 50 of you at $1. And nobody's going to miss $1 a month. and then I can fool around, and you can use it to help me pay postage to all these freaking idiots. $8.50 a packet at this point. And I know because I sent out like 100 packets, not for me, but for another court case. I was the server, right? So you have to fill out the paperwork. And anyway, it was $8.50, and we sent out like 10 of them. So $85 right there. And then actually, I think we sent out more than that because it came out to more than $85. But so if you're gonna send these things out, yeah, it's gonna be a little bit, but you gotta and see if you didn't wait so long. I remember when it was $5 to send out those packages, but the inflation has gone so crazy. See, and that's the thing. United States Postal Service, you want to know what's happening to your money, that will let you know. I remember when 3 cents was the stamp, it was the same, and then it kept going up 5, 6, 7, 10, 12. Remember the 19 cents, and then it was 25 cents, and it was 25 cents for the longest time. And now I don't even know what a first class stamp is anymore. But last I checked, it was like 51 cents or something. Anyway, point being is that my XRP wallet. That's amusing. Where was I? Anyway, the point being is that it's costing money to send this stuff off. So that's why you notice the agent, notice principal. First one, risk management, and then IRS. Well, actually, IRS risk management, it's two different things. So your risk management, your county risk management, and your state risk management. Then IRS, or vice versa, but around the same time. Then you can start noticing people like just rescission your contracts and revoke your power of attorney from the district attorney. And it's district attorney, really? The Department of State. Just let these people know, right? Your State Department. All those people. You might want to let your police know. You might want to let your sheriffs know that you're the living man. You don't have a contract with these, because your sheriffs and your policy officers all are departments of the private corporation, in this case, County of Maui, wherever you're from. They're probably either state or county police. And then there's sheriffs. In Hawaii, our sheriffs work completely different than your sheriffs. But anyway, but you might want to let your sheriffs know, hey, I'm a living man. I'm on your team. You swore an oath to uphold the Constitution. I like upholding the Constitution too. And I'm the guy that you're supposed to be upholding. You're why we're paying you to uphold my rights, right? Just letting you know, right? We're not enemies. I'm not an enemy of the state. Okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm going to go eat foods, I think. Actually, I think I'm going to take a nap is what I'm going to do. It's a lovely afternoon. And I can't see how to even turn off the stream. Okay, there it is. All right, Crime Stoppers, e pluribus unum. Get out there and get after it. Get your paperwork in. Many people need to send. There's paperwork to be sent in if they're trying to force you to do this. You can go to the SLAR report, and I've posted links to that numerous times. Go to my Facebook pages, and you'll find them. Just scroll on there, and you'll find it all over the place. There's paperwork to be done when it comes to letting these private corporations know you have no contract. There's paperwork to be done letting them know you're the living man. There's paperwork to be done if you want to join the lawsuit for Trump against the big tech. I joined that suit. It's class actions work, baby. And there's going to be plenty of class actions coming up against them and others. Going at this once every 4 years or once every 2 years is how we got here. You need constant vigilance, and you need to be educated. So educate yourself, educate others. Take it easy, Crime Stoppers.